Hello and welcome to another edition of the Paul's Body Engineering Podcast. Once again, I'm running solo. Can you believe that it is more than probably 3/4 of the way through a year? It's the 18th of August today, Tuesday the 18th of August, which means there's approximately 4 months left until Christmas and about 4.5 months left until the end of 2026. It really makes you think, doesn't it, that the year is 3/4 of the way over, as I said, approximately. And, you know, it's a great opportunity. August's a great month because it's kind of in between seasons. You know, winter has somewhat finished. Spring and summer are basically on the doorstep or only a few weeks away. So it gives you that opportunity to sort of reflect on the year that's been. What have you accomplished in terms of your own personal health and fitness journey? What have you actually achieved? What milestones have you hit? Because everyone would have set out with goals this year. There's no doubt about it. Everyone would have had particular goals in mind when it comes to their health, their fitness, their weight loss, their muscle, their strength, their commitment to the gym, their consistency, feeling good, higher energy, better nutritional habits, all these sorts of things. How have you gone? I would love to hear some stories. I'd love to hear how it goes because look, we know the stats. We know a large percentage of people that set out with goals at the start of the year tend to fail. We know only a small percentage are actually successful in building habits. And I'd love to hear some of those stories as to what happened, what went wrong, why didn't it work. And this is not to shame people or judge people, it's merely to get information and data collection, because the more you can understand why people fail, the more you learn on how to succeed. It's very, very simple from that perspective. But that's not what I'm here for today. I'm here today to talk about another topic at hand. And it's something that no one tells you. It's something that no one speaks of. Only those that are truly invested in their health and fitness, whether they're working in the health and fitness industry or those that have been just a participant in health and fitness for such a long period of time, are fully aware of this. And it's no secret. It's definitely no secret. But it is something that a lot of people need to embrace, because at the end of the day, if you embrace this, you will have success. If you show resistance to this, well, guess what? You're going to be continually treading your water. And that is simply the case of that there is no finish line when it comes to getting in shape. There is absolutely no finish line. There is no ceiling. There is no end date. There is no end time. There is no set weight that you get to. Getting in shape becomes who you are. Turning up every single day becomes who you are. When you go and start a health and fitness journey, okay, it's about changing your lifestyle. It's about becoming healthier and fitter. It's not doing 12 or 16 weeks and then stopping. The real result is what happens after your photos are taken and the deadline disappears, assuming that your initial goal was to weight loss or improve your shape, because you still have to maintain. You still have to turn up. You still have to go to the gym. Like, I speak a lot about longevity. I speak a lot about aging with strength. I speak a lot about improving your health so that when you're 80, you're not relying on someone else to get you to the toilet or walk around the house, go shopping. People are not your assistants. They're there to spend time with you, but you can do all those things yourself because you've done the work now. Now, I know a lot of people, they're arguing, well, I can't think like that. I can't think that far ahead. And I actually had a conversation with a client this morning as part of a check-in. And I was talking to him about the fact that you need to put health as your number one goal. Health and improving your health is your number one goal. Now, it doesn't have a tangible outcome because it's not like you've got to get to 100 and then, yay, we're done. Or, you know, you meet a certain marker, or there's no quantification when it comes to that specific goal. It's something you constantly chase, but you never get to the finish line of. And I think that's actually quite inspiring, because to me, and I've learnt this over the years, it's taken me a long time to really understand its true value, and that is just continually pursuing greatness in health and fitness. I'm never going to get there, and I accept that. But I'm going to damn sure try my best to do my best every single time. Like this morning, it was a prime example. I was super tired. I didn't have the best sleep. I woke up with a headache. I came to work early. I trained my clients, and then I immediately go to the gym. That's my Tuesday regime, without fail. Every Tuesday, routine. I work until about 8 o'clock, and then I head to the gym and I train for about an hour. Now this morning I was extra tired and I sat in the car park and didn't feel like going, but I didn't have a moment where I doubted going in. It didn't cross my mind to go, you know what, just drive home and go have a sleep. No, that didn't cross my mind because I've built the habit up for so long that Tuesday I'm at the gym without fail. And I knew deep down that as soon as I walked through the doors, firstly, the energy of the gym, the energy of reception will hit me and give me a bit of a boost. And then by the time I get my gear, go to my first exercise, do a few warm-up sets, that endorphin release, that serotonin release will carry me through. And before you knew it, I was in my groove and I was away. And I actually hit a couple of PBs today as well. So there you go. It just goes to show that, you know, no matter how you're feeling, turning up will always pay dividends. And going back to my point, in terms of longevity, I'm doing myself a service now. I'm looking after myself now. I'm 48 years old. I'm 50 years old in about 18 months' time. And I want to be the 50-year-old dad that their kids are proud of, you know, that he's the fit dad from school, you know, he's the fit dad that comes to the kids' graduation and their 18th birthdays and things like that. That's my goal. That's my ambition, you know, and I get a kick out of that. Like, call me self-centered, call me, you know, egotistical. I don't care because it's driving me to be a fit dad because I see so many dads out there that are unfit. They've got a beer belly, they're old, they look haggard, they look tired, they struggle to get in and out of cars, they can't keep up with their kids. Like, and this is even parents that have kids that are younger than mine, you know, they might be in their early teens or even younger, they're struggling. So imagine what they're going to be like in 20 or 30 years' time if they keep on the trends they're going on. And that's my point. This journey has no ceiling. It has no finish line. Okay, you keep training. You keep planning your meals. You stay active. You protect your sleep and your recovery. You return to your routine when work, travel, family and social events interrupt it. Okay, sure, you go on holidays. Guess what? When you get back, you go straight back into routine. You go away for a long weekend with the missus. Guess what? When you get back, you go straight back into routine. You've got a work trip coming up or a function or a conference that you're attending. Guess what? When you get back, you return straight back to your routine. It is your lifestyle. It is ingrained in you, just like brushing your teeth, cooking the dinner, going shopping, putting petrol in your car, mowing the lawn, walking the dog. You do all these things now, right? So why is health and fitness so difficult? Why is there so much resistance? What, because it's hard? Like, we're Australians. Nothing should be hard. We're a resilient culture. Okay, we work hard. We're blue collar at the core of our creation. So why are things so difficult? Have we become soft? Have we become lazy? Are we less motivated because of that? I don't think so. I wasn't raised that way. So my point is, we don't have to follow a strict meal plan. Okay, we don't have to follow a strict training regime. It is a significant benefit and an advantage for sure. But what I'm talking about is building enough structure to maintain progress while you still enjoy life. You know, you don't finish getting in shape, okay? We continually strive to achieve that. You become someone who never stops. So why would you stop? Why would you give up? Why would you throw in the towel? Challenge yourself, you know. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Training hurts, okay? Proper resistance training where progressive overload is the principal core of your training. It fucking hurts, man. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It puts pain through your legs, through your chest, through your arms, through your back, whatever you're training at the time. But you know what? Underneath that, if you understand what you're doing and how you're doing it, you know it is to the benefit of your longevity and to the benefit of your health. And the byproduct of that is good body recomposition. So low body fat, lean muscle mass, and a great physique. So who wouldn't want that? But no one's prepared to do the work. And that's why, you know, weight loss drugs and all that are becoming so prevalent in our society, because people are lazy. They don't want to do the work. And I'll be the first to say it. But you can do the work and you can look fucking hot because of it. You've just got to dig in and you've got to suck it up and you've got to stop being lazy and you've got to stop being soft. It's that simple. So it doesn't mean following that strict plan. As I said, it means building enough structure to maintain your progress while still enjoying life. And you know what? Some weeks will be better than others. You know, your routine will change. You'll get thrown curveballs. You know, your dog might get sick. Your kids might be sick. All these things will come into effect. And you know what? You just have to pivot. You work around it. You fix the situation. And when there's clear air again, you fall back into routine, because that routine is what's going to serve you well. That routine is what's going to carry you through for the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years of your life, if it's something that you can maintain. What matters is you keep adjusting instead of stopping completely. Don't stop. Why are you stopping? Okay? Any transformation, irrespective of whether it's weight loss, bodybuilding, body recomp, healthy habits, it doesn't have an end date. Okay? The habits should not stop. You should keep going because you want to get better. Again, there's no ceiling. It's not like you go from 0 to 100 and then stop. Okay, it's not like you can achieve perfection, because you can't. It is not a thing that exists when it comes to human physiology, human psychology, and basic biology as well, for that matter. I was trying to think of a better word, biomechanics maybe. You can always build more muscle mass. You can always get leaner, okay? You can always get stronger in the gym. You can always improve your metabolic performance. You can always eat more food. You can always sleep better. These are things that continually evolve with time based on your own lifestyle and other circumstances, environmental factors, but they can always improve, okay? So choose one habit from your current routine that you can maintain long term, then make it part of your normal week. It's not rocket science. It shouldn't be difficult. And this is the problem. At the end of the day, people claim it to be too hard. Oh, calorie counting, I don't want to get obsessed. That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. Okay, you track your petrol in your car, you track your finances to make sure that you're going to have, strong super at the end of the day, good investments. That takes time and effort, right? Well, guess what? This is your health we're talking about. Okay, calorie tracking has been made so simple for people. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of applications you can download on your smartphone that take no time to use, okay? But people don't want to put in the effort. Oh, I don't want to weigh all my food. Pig's ass. It is ridiculous that is an argument, okay? It takes 30 seconds to weigh some food, and guess what? If you go back to one of my earlier podcasts about repetition, if you go through the structure of having some repetitive meals throughout the week, guess what? You weigh it once, you understand what that looks like, and you repeat that same meal over and over again. Maybe you have that same meal 3 times a week. That takes away guesswork, it takes away decision fatigue, and it keeps things simple in your life. So, yeah, I completely disregard anyone that says they don't want to track because it's challenging, or they'll get obsessed and they don't want to weigh food over and over again. No. Yeah, I understand that it can get a little bit too much and it can get a little bit monotonous. And obviously, for most people who have families, there's a lot going on in your kitchen, in the evenings, in the mornings, etc. But if you come up with a system that has a foundational element that is repetitive, so like I said, maybe 3 different meals at dinner time, 3 different meals at lunch, 3 different meals at breakfast that you just roll over, but they're easy to prepare, they're easy to shop for, they're on repeat, so you don't have to overly think about it. Guess what? You're going to have success, because that is the foundation, that is the basis for consistency. So my point to this podcast is simply this, okay? You don't finish getting in shape. You simply become someone who keeps showing up. If you keep showing up, the getting in shape becomes easier and easier and easier, because you continually pursue it. You continually turn up, okay? You keep training, you keep planning your meals, you stay active. These are the fundamentals of a good health and fitness lifestyle. There's no doubt about it, okay? You just become someone who never stops. And why should you? This is why I hated the introduction of 8-week challenges, because people thought after 8 weeks they were done. They'd go back to their old habits, their old life, and guess what? You'd pack on all the weight, you get unhealthy again, because the habits or whatever was created within that 8 weeks didn't stay with you. It didn't stick. So it's really important that you do this long term. It's about building habits and a lifestyle you can sustain long term forever. That's it. That's the fundamental of it. So the more people that embrace it, and you know what? If it costs you money, so be it. Would you rather spend some money now, learn the correct way to do it, have someone keep you accountable, get those habits ingrained so that they become part of your week, than in 12 months' time being in the same position? Because if you're in the same position, it means you haven't progressed. If anything, you've probably gone backwards because you've gotten lazier. So that is my point. That is my piece. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to wind things up there. These are short and sharp, the last few podcasts, but I think I don't want to ramble. I want to get to the point really quickly, but I also want to come across in a way where people stand up and go, you know what, he's actually right. Shit, I need to do something about this. So if that is you, if you are listening to this and you need to do something about it, reach out. I'm here to help. Yes, it's going to cost you money, but so does everything else. So does going to the doctor to get all the prescriptions that you need to fix all the ailments that you could have avoided by getting fitter and healthier in the first place. So maybe that initial investment is considered to be like an investment on the share market. You're going to get a return and it's going to benefit you long term. I guarantee that if you put in the work early. So reach out, send me a DM on Instagram, send me an email, reach out through my website, paulsbodyengineering.com. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to give you a hard sell. I'll simply tell you the truth, but I will also work with you and I'll be your biggest fan all the way through. There's no doubt about it. You ask the people that I've worked with. I've got clients that are 11 years plus in terms of consistency with me. They haven't left me because they enjoy the process and they've turned this into a lifestyle. And that's the core of this particular podcast. So thank you once again for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. As I said, if you're interested in any of my services, jump on paulsbodyengineering.com. I've also got an app where there is no coaching. It is programs, it is recipes, it is a macro calculator. It is all your metrics that you can record, your measurements, your photos, your weight, your steps, your heart rate, your menstrual cycle can all be tracked in that app on your own without me, and it is a significant reduction in cost. So maybe have a look at that through the website as well. If you can't find it, send me a message and I'll set you up and send you through a link. So thank you once again, really appreciate it. As I say to every client, and this includes everyone listening, and I want to thank everyone for listening. Have a great day.